All right, so I have no idea if this is working, and I probably won't for a while because I doubt anyone's going to come on. This probably will get archived. I have my headphone, or my microphone set up to my phone, so I don't even know if that works with this. I can't tell, it doesn't show. Yeah, so I'm at the skate park, haven't skated in about 2 weeks, strained my calf a little bit overtraining, so I'm back. And the reason that the phone is pointing at this hip is because I'm going to try to learn how to float this hip. I can able to just skate over it and kind of pump, but I really haven't been able to float over it. I really want to learn how to float over it. So I figured I'd point the camera here while I was skating and maybe just get on my soapbox and rant a little bit about training, about what I want this channel to become, things like that, myths, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. You may not see me too much in the live. Hopefully the microphone works. Actually, I'll go up this way so I'm not that far. So hope you all having a great day. Like I said, I'm at a skate park next town over from where I live, working on floating this hip, sucking up my knees. That's my biggest problem when it comes to skating and ollies. That is sucking up especially my back leg. I kind of just have a hard time doing that. And hopefully I'm not too far away from the thing where you can hear me. So here we go. I've already been going for a little bit. That's why I'm not really warming up. My first from dropping in from this area though. All right. So as you can see, I put down the landing gear kind of quickly. That's what I'm trying to float it a little more. Like I said, I don't even know if you can even see this. All right, so what I want this channel to be about is a place for people like me, because I know I'm not the only one out there. There's plenty of other like Facebook groups and stuff that I'm members of 40 plus and 50 plus people that are still getting after it as far as skating and other things, and even their training. But a lot of them use the excuse of being old. I shouldn't say excuse. In a way it is, in a way it isn't. Of saying, I should say, they're saying that they're old and like they still skate, but they feel broken and all achy, and they don't feel like they could skate as hard as they could. And there is definitely some truth in that. As you get older, it's definitely harder to recover. So you're gonna definitely feel sore, a little more sore than you might have when you were younger, and it's also going to take you a little bit longer to recover after that. But it's going to take you even longer if you're not training right, if you're not eating right, and a big thing is if you're not working on being mobile. So working on mobility. Mobility is going to be a huge factor when you get older, or now that you're older. Again, whoever's listening, I hope that younger people will listen to this too, so that way they can jump on the bandwagon even earlier, and that way they don't even have to go through what most of us have to go through, including myself, is like getting to a point where your body feels beat up. Oh, that one felt pretty good. Where your body is feeling beat up all the time. You get out of bed, you're achy, and just don't want to move. I still get out of bed sometimes achy. This morning I got out of bed, my back was bothering me a little bit. But once I started moving, I felt fine. I probably slept wrong, or I did train, had a good training session yesterday. I hit a lot of core, so that could have been why my back was bothering me. But movement, once I started moving, like literally before I got down my stairs, I felt fine. A lot of people don't feel fine. They feel like shit the whole day. But I mean, for the majority of people, obviously you're gonna have your people that are gonna come in here and comment, well, I have these yeah, of course, you're injured. That's different. There's a difference between injury and just feeling broken. You don't have to be injured to feel broken. You just could have major muscle imbalances. Ooh, that one felt good too. So major muscle imbalances that now your body's not just functioning and moving the way it should, and that could cause pain. That could cause joint pain, muscle pain, neck pain, back pain, you name it. If you're tight someplace else, then that's gonna do a lot to your body and not in good ways. So that's where your mobility comes in. Mobility is gonna be huge. I do way more mobility work than I do actually strength train. I strength train, like heavy strength train, like lift heavy, maybe 1 to 3 times a month. All right, and that's just because I'm not a power lifter. I'm not trying to be a power lifter. Again, you're gonna get people, oh, I train, but yeah, but that's what you do. Do you get on a skateboard though? You're trying to get back on a skateboard, if you're doing PRs every time you train. You may be, and that's freaking awesome, but more than likely, the people that are saying you should train hard, no pain, no gain, that's because that's what they do, is that they train, and that's their thing. But if that's not your thing, then you shouldn't be training that way, because more than likely you're gonna get yourself jacked up. Oh, that sucked. I got freaked out on that one. A lot of people that, talk that way and train that way, they're jacked up, but they just like to push heavy weight. I know that I follow a few guys that are like that I get my information from when it comes to heavy lifting, and they're always saying that they're jacked up, and they're always KT tape. I mean, if you're training, if you need to wear KT tape because of the way that you're training your body, that's probably not a good thing, unless of course that's what you're doing, that's what your thing is. So CrossFit, if you're into CrossFit games and that's what you're doing, yeah, you're gonna jack your body up training for that, but you're training more for a sport than you are for training for life. So that would be your skateboarding, is the CrossFit games. So yeah, you're gonna be jacked up. Yeah, I'm gonna jack myself up. I jacked myself up. I strained my calf last Monday skating. I definitely overtrained on Saturday, and then skating on Monday is what kind of caused the injury, or made the injury expose itself. All right, let's see. Ooh, getting a little better, trying to work my way up. I have no idea if you guys can see this. I hope you can. If not, maybe you'll at least get something out of my rants. So getting back to mobility training. It's super important, guys and ladies, if there's ladies, but more than likely there's just gonna be guys. So mobility is super important. I already have I have a couple of mobility videos up. Go check those out if you want to work on some mobility. I have some full body ones, and then some ones that are just specific related, like say shoulders or something like that. And then when it comes to my strength training, I do a lot of body weight. Ooh, man, that one's starting to feel good. I hope it feels as good as it looks, or I'm gonna really feel like an idiot. So I do a lot of body weight. Strength training, that's strength. All right, or maybe some lightweight, some sandbell. I'll grab a light sandbell, but a lot of body weight. So I just do things for long periods of time. It's all about time under tension. It's all about your nervous system. It's really not about as much weight. The only thing that weight does is just inputs more information into your nervous system. So I just want to be strong. I want to be able to keep doing the things that I want to do. So again, if I overtrain, I train too much all the time and lift heavy all the time, I'm probably not going to be able to skateboard 4 to 5 days a week like I want to. Not so good. It's funny, I'm getting confident. Starting to feel pretty good. Even though that wasn't the greatest one, I still felt real good on the board. So quick story too, it's like I just started to get back into skating, I don't know, really a lot, like maybe 2 years ago. So probably when about 49 is when I kind of got back into a little bit, but wasn't skating a lot. I didn't even start coming to the skate park, I'm gonna say probably till I was like late 50s, 51, and I'm 53 now. I skated a lot when I was younger. That's all I did. That's all I wanted to do. Ski. Skiing actually was my big thing. But I live in North Carolina now, and not in the mountains, and it's not the same anyway. So I probably wouldn't even go up there unless it was to go with my kids. But skiing was my thing, man. And then skating in the summertime when I couldn't ski, that was my thing too. And then I stopped probably my early 20s. Tried to get back into it a little bit with my son when he turned 5. He's 16 now. But he never really got into it right away. Not till he was about 14 did he get into it, which then got me back into it. So that's why I was saying about 2 years ago is when I really started to get back into it big time, when he got into it. And I started bringing him to the skate park and then started coming myself. And now I'm here more than him. I try to get here at least 3 days a week, depending on my work schedule. I am a fitness coach, so that's what I do. And I typically work early mornings and then later at night. So I have all day to come here and skate in between trainings. So, all right, so sorry about that. A little info about me. Sort of hit that at a little bit of an angle now too. All right, so I'm here by myself. That's why I'm doing this. I think someone might have pulled up and if they do and they start skating, I'll probably stop this because I don't want to have my phone in the way of where they want to skate, which I think this person is a skater. But yeah, so something to think about. I'll just say this real quick. So when it comes to your training, if this is stuff you want to do, it doesn't have to be skateboarding. It could be, say, mountain biking or parkour, anything where, it's like, I would consider like a little, somewhat aggressive. Again, skiing, just not like your weekend warrior where you're just going out, with your kids, unless your kids are freaking awesome and they're tearing it up, then use that energy to help you out too. But think about mobility training, super important. So mobility, full range of motion in joints. Most of the time we're training, this is not going to be a good one. Not bad. My foot position wasn't great. Most of the time when you're training, you're just training in like one plane of motion, maybe two. But there's joints that go in many more, like a lot more range than that. So if you don't use it, you'll lose it for sure. So that's the reason why a lot of people, when they get older, they feel stiff and achy, is that they haven't been moving those joints in their full ranges of motion for so long that they just stiffen up. So you can get it back. So I think I maybe kind of got into that like in my 30s, and I was freaking beat up. I was drunk. Well, I was a drunk before that, but I beat myself up. Whoa! Getting a little bit higher up on that hip. But I was a big drunk smoker, chewed tobacco. I still skied. So I still wasn't in horrible shape, but I was definitely broken. My body would hurt, my back, my neck, my shoulders. Then I stopped drinking, stopped smoking. By my 30s is when I started to get into personal training, went to school about when I was about 35, I believe, and just figured out what I needed to do to kind of fix myself so I wouldn't be broken anymore. And I'm going to take everything that I learned and share it on this channel to help you guys too. So like I said, even if you are still being active, you still should train. You should be able to do this for even longer. Like, don't set short-term goals. I plan on skating well into my 60s, into my 70s. Maybe not quite as hard, but still plan on doing it. All right, so probably my last time around. So, hope I inspired you a little bit to get out there, start training. So think mobility every day. Do something. It doesn't have to be a full thing either. That's another big mistake. So I'll end it with this. Another huge mistake that people make is that they think that just because they can't give themselves, say, like an hour every day or whenever, like an hour in general, it could be 2 days a week. They can't give themselves an hour, so they're like, why even bother because I can't give myself that hour? You're better off training maybe 10 minutes, a couple of times a day, every day, than training an hour a day, 3 times a week. You don't have to do it all at once. It all adds up. It's all about volume over time. So you don't have to, work out an hour. You can do 10 minutes. Just do 10 minutes of one exercise. All right, do 10 minutes of mobility work, say your hips, and then later on maybe try to do your shoulders, and then the next day try to do your thoracic spine and your ankles and your wrists. Each day can be different, and it just adds up over time. That's a huge mistake that people make. I don't have time, I don't have time. You can wake up 5 minutes early, okay? Or stay up 5 minutes later, all right? Instead of, if you watch TV, get on the ground and do some mobility work while you're watching TV. All right, do some push-ups. Try to do 10 push-ups 3 times a day, 10 body weight squats 3 times a day. It adds up. That's 30 a day. All right, that'll add up. That's over what, 2? So what's that, 210 a week, if my math is right? It's a decent amount of pull-ups, or push-ups rather, decent amount of squats. Or you can alternate, do squats and push-ups one day, and do some sort of pulling and lifting another day. It all adds up, man. It doesn't all have to be all done at once. You don't have to do 3 sets of 10 of just bench press. Not necessary. Just do what you can. Start where you are. Don't overdo it. Oh, that was horrible. I remember, you don't have to lift heavy. Body weight's fine. So if you are strong, just when you do body weight stuff, just go slower. It's all about time under tension. It's all about time under tension. That's the most important thing for strength, is time under tension. And yeah, you need to eventually increase the load, but you can increase or do something, some sort of periodization, but the periodization could be more push-ups, or it could be even slower push-ups, or do more sets. That's periodization. That's progressive. That's what you want, is that progressive overload. All you gotta do is overload the muscle. Muscle doesn't give a shit how you overload it. It just needs to be, it needs to be challenged, say every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks, depending on what program you're doing. All right, and within that 4 to 6 week to 12-week program, then you slowly challenge yourself in that program with what you're doing. Again, push-ups go slower. Pull-ups work on the negative. If you can do a pull-up, try to go explosive up, nice and super slow down. That'll get you freaking sore. If getting sore, if that's the only way you think you work out, if you get sore, do negatives, man. That'll get you sore as can be. You'll have T-Rex arms. After that, you won't be able to lift your arms up over your head. All right, a couple more, and then I'm out of here. Again, I hope this wasn't a waste of, well, would have been more of a waste of my time in a way, even though I was going to skate anyway, but. All right, so this will be the last one. Call it after that. I got to get out of here anyway. So, like and subscribe, all that jazz. Oh, ended on a pretty good note. So like, subscribe, share with your friends. I mean, it actually does make a difference. So I don't know if I'm too close or not. So it does make a difference on whether people get, that YouTube shares this. And if you like and subscribe and even comment any questions that you have. I didn't look at this at all while I was doing it, but if you have any questions, feel free to comment and I can answer them on a different one. I kind of like this. It actually made me kind of loosen, not overthink what I was trying to do. So I may actually do this more often. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. Again, like and subscribe and have an awesome day. All right, okay, how do I turn this off?